On the news tonight, Information and Culture Minister urges state government to support federal government in revamping agricultural sector for economic growth. Troops neutralize several terrorists in Lambwa Forest in Borno State. Plus, updates from the world of sports. Hello, good evening, and thanks for joining us on Channel 12 News Tonight. My name is Darasit Adedo. The federal government has urged other state governments to support President Muhammadu Buhari-led administration in the quest to revolutionize the agricultural sector of the nation's economy. The Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, made the call when he visited the governor of Jigawa State, Alhaji Muhammad Badaru Abubakar. Muhammad Musa reports.
Governor Muhammadu Badru Abubakar, while expressing satisfaction with the leadership qualities of President Muhammadu Buhari, was emphatic about the president's just disposition in supporting state governors who were trapped in financial difficulties and could not pay salaries, while debts were crippling many of them.
With the support of President Muhammadu Buhari, we were able, all governors of the state, to weather the storm.
Apart from financial bailouts, the President Muhammadu Buhari's agricultural revolution has transformed Jigawa State into a key player in the agricultural sector.
We thank President Muhammadu Buhari immensely for this project. In addition to making water available for all year farming, it has resolved to some extent the problem of flooding that we encounter year in, year out in most of the areas where this silting happens.
Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed on his part said the visit is part of his routine visits to states, but Jigawa has turned out an outstanding state given the style of leadership the state is experiencing.
The effort of the governor in ensuring that the present farmers are assisted, and because they are assisted and they are able to make ends meet, that has calmed down a lot of nerves. And also, according to His Excellency, he said the governor has always carried along the traditional institution in the running of the state.
Earlier, the Information and Culture Minister has visited the palace of Emir of Dutse, Dr. Nuhu Muhammad Sadusi, where the Emir extolled the sterling qualities of the minister, describing him as a patriotic son of Nigeria whose capacity for selflessness is robust.
I want to urge you in your capacity as one of the top ministers in this country to continue to
making the Dutse Emirate Museum a national asset. Lai Mohammed equally assured the Emir of his willing to consider the Emir's request. The Information and Culture Minister is visiting Jigawa State with a high-powered delegation of chief executives of parastatals under his ministry, among whom is the Director General of the NTA, Malam Yakubu Ibn Muhammad. From Dutse, Muhammad Musa Askira, NTA News.
Meanwhile, Africa's main challenge is not lack of funds or resources, but the inability to harness them to provide customized homegrown solutions needed to address the challenges seen across the continent. This came up at the launch of the access to vaccines and vaccination in Africa. Adebola Brooks next Sunday.
The outbreak of coronavirus disease with its attendant threats to the social and economic survival of even the most stable economies has caused nations and leaders of the world to consider effective measures for the control of communicable diseases, of which vaccination is the most efficient and sustainable intervention. The launch of the Independent Task Team on Equitable and Universal Access to Vaccine and Vaccination in Africa by the Coalition for Dialogue on Africa is using the intellect of African researchers to develop the African health system.
So we are stepping aside from the beaten paths Let us explore what we can bring about.
Former President of Nigeria and Chair of the Board of Directors of the coalition, Olusegun Obasanjo, represented, said there is need to reverse the trend where African brains are used to develop other continents.
We appeal to our scientists, our technicians, our thinkers to make Africa rise again.
Africa can build on the current progress in vaccine research, development, and manufacturing to solve the problems of infectious diseases on the continent.
National strategy and capacity must be used to support us for Africa's entry to the vaccine production age.
For the Edo State Governor, Godwin Obaseki, it's time to start harnessing African resources to solve global problems.
Unfortunately for Africa, the full benefits of vaccines have not been brought to bear in the management of diseases and infections.
Key players agreed to broaden the scope and outcomes of the initiative that will translate into better health care for Africans. Adebola, Brooksley Sunday, NTA News.
In the meantime, to enhance the capacity of journalists for the 2023 general elections in Nigeria, selected broadcast journalists from the southeast, the southwest, and south-south parts of the country are undergoing a 2-day training on electoral and broader governance programming. The training program held in Akure is the instance of Nigerian Association of Women Journalists, NAWOJ, Ondo State, and facilitated by the Institute of Media and Society. Abiola Ariyo has details.
Members of the Fourth Estate of the Realm from both public and private broadcast media all gathered in Akure to equip themselves and deepen their knowledge on electoral and broader governance programming ahead of the 2023 general elections.
The very rich participation of female journalists in this activity. It is a conscious arrangement and part of a program to create bigger space for marginalized or underserved groups, such as women, to enhance their improved participation and visibility in the electoral and broader democratic governance process.
We can also learn from this trade workshop and we also enhance our professional capacity.
It is very good for us to start early to prepare ourselves, to train ourselves and retrain ourselves so that when it is time for the election, we'll go out there and discharge our duties professionally.
Ondo State Commissioner for Information, Donald Ojogo, highlighted the risks women take in election coverage, which makes it imperative to sharpen their skills.
Knowledge acquisition is the only thing that can enhance professionalism, particularly in a very tricky profession like journalism, most especially when we pin it down to the broadcast section. So what they are trying to do here can only be commendable, and I have no doubt that participants here will take maximum advantage.
This workshop will facilitate, will allow you to have new areas, new grounds, new information as to be a better practitioner.
Participants want government to reintroduce civic education in school curriculum to further prepare students for issues of governance.
This workshop training is emphasizing the need to start early to prepare for election coverage and infuse more electoral-related programs that would foster voter education and civic responsibility as well.
I've learned that people...
Thank you, Biola. And moving on to security matters, the Nigerian Army troops of Section 2 Joint Task Force Northeast Operation Hadin-Kai, in conjunction with Air Task Force, on Sunday, the 20th June 2021, eliminated over 20 Boko Haram and Islamic State West African Province terrorist group. The terrorists were camping around Warteg in the general area of Lambua Forest in Borno State. A statement by the Director, Army Public Relations, Brigadier General Onyema Nwachukwu, says, acting intelligence, troops with close air support from the Nigerian Army Task Force components swiftly carried out a simultaneous land and air offensive, penetrating deep into Lambua Forest in Borno State. Several arms were captured, while others destroyed. 15 of the adoptees from the Salihu Tanko Mia School, Teniga, have escaped from captivity and are currently taking refuge in Kaduna State. The headmaster of the Islamia school, Abubakar Hassan, disclosed this during a meeting with Niger State Governor Abubakar Sani Bello and parents of the adopted children. Hussein Musa reports that the meeting was held in Kagara Emir's palace. His report.
The students and pupils alongside their teachers were abducted on Saturday, the 29th of May this year. The headmaster of the Islamia school, Abubakar Al-Hassan, who confirmed the freedom of the 15 abductees, said he was in touch with one of the teachers who escaped captivity.
When they abducted them together with their teachers, they separated them. They moved the teachers from Niger State to Zamfara State. Together with some adults which they abduct together. So from there now, got outside our prayer. So they just started to sleep in the night, the bandits. So now our people, just broke the deal and started the they have snatched ransom to 50 million naira as at yesterday, but we still don't have that money to pay them. The only money we have is that 26 million naira, and that is the money we give them. And that money is gathered. Some of the first sources is from the donations we receive from the concerned individuals.
Governor Abubakar Sani Bello, who had gone to Kagara to empathize with the parents of the abducted children and Tegida community, said efforts are on to secure the release of those in captivity unharmed.
I met with the parents earlier on and I pleaded with them to be patient. The government is trying its best. None of us here can feel the pains of the parents. We can only think. I know they're in pains. We haven't seen their kids for 3 weeks, but we're being very cautious in terms of operations so that we don't lose innocent lives.
The governor was out of the country since the abduction and just visiting the community for the first time to rekindle their hope on the safe return of their children. From Kagara, Hussaina Musa, NTA News.
And on crime related, the Ogun State Police Command yesterday arrested additional Adibowale for forcefully having unlawful canon knowledge of a 60-year-old woman. In a statement by the police public relations officer in Ogun State, DSP Abimbola Oyeyemi, disclosed by that the suspect was arrested following a complaint lodged at Idenyi Divisional Headquarters by the son of the victim. The police spokesman stated that while the 60-year-old woman was in her apartment, the suspect broke into the apartment and had carnal knowledge with her forcefully. He noted that the suspect had been arrested and had confessed to the crime, while the victim had been taken to the hospital for medical attention. Meanwhile, the Commissioner of Police, CP Edward Ajogun, has ordered the immediate transfer of the suspect to the State Criminal Investigation and Intelligence Departments for further investigation and prosecution. In the same vein, the Imo State Police Command says it will not rest in its arms until crime and criminality is reduced to its lowest minimum. The command made the promise shortly after parading some suspects for their involvement in various crimes in Owerri, the Imo State capital. Benita Arinze has the details.
Has continued to yield positive results. Chukwemeka Godwin, an army deserter, is alleged to be one of the jailbreak suspects. He was arrested while hiding in the ceiling compartment of his residence at Nekede in Owerri by officers of the Imo State Police Command.
I have nothing to do with insurgency.
Other suspects alleged to have engaged in child trafficking were also paraded. According to the media advisor to the Commissioner of Police, Imo State Command, Mike Abatam, the suspect, Kingsley Ehiedo, abducted 2 of his neighbor's children at Ngwo in Enugu State, where they reside, and took them to one Dr. Innocent Onwudike in Oru East local government area of Imo State. The police, on getting the information, arrested the suspect who took them to Innocent, who was already negotiating to sell the children for 1 million naira.
Crime and criminality has come down to its barest minimum. The command will not rest until all the criminals they run away from the state or the full wrath of the law.
And on Sports Update, let's join our sport desk for more in the world of sports.
Welcome to Sports Update. I am Tamara Ibiwe. Football is first, where the Court of Arbitration for Sports, CAS, has reduced the live ban from all football activities placed on former Super Eagles coach Samson Siasia to 5 years after his appeal. The panel on Monday, June 21, 2021, said the imposition of a live ban is disproportional for a first-time offender, which was committed passively, and which had not had an adverse or immediate effect on football stakeholders. It also stated that Samson Siasia had not obtained any gain or pecuniary benefit from its unethical behavior. When Nigeria women's tennis players to the Billie Jean tennis tournament in Lithuania have been commended for their performances. The trio of Barakat Quadri, Adesuwa Osaboye, and Sarah Adegoke finished second in their group, their first appearance at the tournament, also known as Fed Cup. Caretaker Committee Chairman of the Federation spoke on arrival with the team in Abuja on Sunday.
I feel fulfilled, but equally I know there is a lot of work that we still have to do.
Away from tennis now, FCT's Fongo Harriet has won the women's senior minus 61 kg class, while Haruna Maduda of Nasarawa State clinched the minus 61 kg junior men category of the second Nasarawa State Karate Championship. Caretaker Chairman of the Karate Federation of Nigeria, Silas Agara, expressed optimism that karate in Nigeria is taking a positive turn.
And Sport Update wraps up the news. Thank you for watching.